This is Ryan Elliott for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. Delighted to be joined by John Fury today here at the BT Tower. First and foremost, how are you, John?
Very well, good to see you, sir.
Let's get down to it, John. Now, look, we're here. We've got your son Tyson Fury, obviously defending his WBC heavyweight title next weekend. I was on Zoom with him the other day. Seemed good spirits in the media call, very happy. He seemed ready to do the business. Does that kind of echo what he's been saying to you on the phone over the last few days?
Absolutely. He's probably had the best camp he's had because it's been nice and private. He's not had all the backslappers and hangers on there. He's kept it really tight. There's only been a select few people there, and that's what I've always wanted for him. And I think now he realises that he's got the best out of that. Because he's only had his brother there, his trainer, his dietitian, and his strength and conditioner. That's all that's needed. A lot of good work's been done. I'm happy, he's happy, and he's raring to go.
Like I said, he seems in good spirits now. It's not been the most ideal of a few months for him, though. The fight being put back, dealing with COVID, and obviously dealing with his little one as well. I'm glad to hear she's doing a lot better. With that, though, how important is staying in the gym and boxing being for Tyson at this time to keep him in a healthy place going into a fight like this?
Well, to be honest with you, Tyson's never been out the gym because he uses it as an aphrodisiac for his mental health. Tyson can't take any more than a week off training because he plummets, in his mental health state. So it's good for that. But, he's fit, he's strong, he knows he's done the work, he's had some good sparring, he's done everything that needs to be done, ticked every box, so there's no alarms anywhere, there's been no injuries, it's been a good camp, and like I say, we're just waiting for next week to execute what's been put in place, and let's just hope we get the right result, a win.
Given how emphatic it was for Tyson Fury in the rematch, do you think people are getting perhaps a bit guilty of overlooking just how dangerous a fight this still is?
Absolutely. People like Deontay Wilder, I say it again, he's not on my Christmas card list as a man, but, he's still a dangerous guy. He knows how to throw a straight right hand, and he's a devastating puncher. And does he beat the rest of these guys? I think he does. But Tyson, at the minute, is out there on his own. He's in his own ballpark, Tyson, but, heavyweight boxing, one punch can change everything. But Tyson knows this. He's on it. He's cautious. But like I say, he will fight and box with caution. But it will be definitely explosive pressure, but cautious pressure. And he can't go wrong with that attitude. Keep your eye on the ball. That's what I say. Keep your eye on the ball. You'll get what you want. Because Wilder hasn't got the skill or the boxing ability to beat Tyson. He's got nothing to beat Tyson with, only if Tyson goes to sleep, takes his mind off the job, which I'm sure he won't. That's all it can happen. A relapse in concentration is all Wilder can hope for.
We've seen the snippets of Deontay Wilder working with Malik Scott now. What can he do differently in this fight, and what do you think he will attempt to do differently as well?
Well, whatever he attempts to do in this fight, he'll have a problem, because you can't go adapting new styles in front of a man like Tyson. He's too good, too experienced, he's a vet of the game, and he'll just jump all over you. If you don't feel comfortable what you've been training to do, and in 8 to 10 weeks or 3 months or whatever it is, 6 months, it takes a long time, it takes years to perfect a style. Tyson's still learning Kronk now, and I don't see him being 100,000,000% confident with a Kronk style, but he's settled enough into it to know he can do more damage that way. But what he'll do, he'll mix it up with what he already does best. Elusiveness, boxing skill, and when he needs to put the pressure on and be explosive, he can be. And that's what he'll do. He'll change it up. And I'm not sure Wilder can do the same. As a matter of fact, I'm sure he can't.
John, I just wanted to go back to last weekend. We saw Anthony Joshua lose his unified heavyweight crown to Alexander Usyk. Just to go back to that, your initial thoughts on the fight and your reflections on it as well.
The best man won on the night. Alexander Usyk is an incredible technician. The right man got the decision. Just look at the man's record and his achievements, Alexander Usyk. Ukraine can be proud of him. He done his job. He won off his own ground, won overseas. He did everything beautifully. I can't fault Alexander Usyk at all. He showed heart, determination and will to win. And I do think he was denied the stoppage, because there was a towel being waved 10 seconds before the bell went, and I do believe that he should have got the stoppage. But he's away from home, he's and Joshua's at home. We can understand it. It happens worldwide. But fair play to Usyk. Done everything he needed to do. In AJ's case, I don't think he turned up. Basically, summed it all up. And he could have had a better game plan in his corner. In boxing, if one thing don't work, you've got to be able to go to plan B, C, D, and G, and right to the end of the alphabet if you need to. And that's what they couldn't do. But they're from Sheffield, they're amateur boxing coaches, aren't they? And at the end of the day, you've got to know what you're doing at world level, because it can cost your man his belts. And unfortunately, that's what happened. You know, it wasn't AJ's fault. Great fight, enjoyed it. He was marked up. He took a lot of shots, Usyk himself. He took a lot of stick, but he kept coming forward with will and, you know, this unique desire to be a champion. And that's what champions are made of. Usyk, cracking fighter. He'll be a problem for anybody, you know, but you've got to use what you've got, not what you haven't got. And AJ tried to outbox a masterclass boxer, probably one of the best technicians in the world today, Alexander Usyk. You know, but let's just say all rematches are different, aren't they? And like we've seen before, AJ can look terrible. He's lost before, come back and boxed a blinder in Saudi. I'm sure if he gets the right crew around him on the right mindset and believes in himself more, that the rematch can be somewhat different in his favour.
John, I know you've been having conversations with Tyson a bit later at night when he's been in and out. I'm sure you spoke to him about that fight. What did he make of it?
He was gutted, to be honest with you, because we're all British, aren't we, at the end of the day? You know, and he wanted the super fight with AJ, and really Alexander Usyk stole his thunder, and he always knew he could probably do that and a better job to AJ than what Usyk did. But listen, that's boxing. What's for you won't pass you by, and things are meant to be. But you know what you lose on the roundabout, you gain on the straight. You know, they'll probably meet somewhere along the line, but I think the flame's gone of it. Because he's been beat too many times now, AJ, and Tyson hasn't. I hope he doesn't never get beat. But what we're looking at now after this is maybe a fight, an interim fight this year sometime after this, and then go after them belts, wherever it may be. England, Ukraine, Germany, anywhere in the world, Tyson will be on the Usyk trail. It'll be a brilliant fight as well, because both men are very, very technically good. You know, and I admire Alexander Usyk. Big up to him. The right man won. Good luck to him.
John, you got a lot of media to do today, so I'm going to leave you with one more question. Big fight next weekend. If you had to pick 3 keys for victory for both Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, can you just break that down for me?
The only victory Wilder can ever hope for if Tyson loses concentration somewhere in the fight. But do I think Tyson will stop him early? Yes, I do. It should be over before 7 again. He stopped him in 7 last time. Let's say 5 this time. But you know what? You never know. Nobody can actually predict anything 100%. It's just what we've trained to do, what Tyson knows he's got to do, and let's see if he can do it. He's going for the devastating KO, though. He always does. He's training Kronk. The sparring I've seen, what he's been doing, has been very, very explosive with big dudes, you know, and at the end of the day, I've liked what I've seen, you know, so yeah, can't wait for next Saturday night.
John Fury, thank you as always for making time for Boxing Social. Take care.
Appreciate it.